Every night, millions of American parents reach for the same box on the shelf, wipe down their baby, and never think twice. But in 2016, one of the country's most trusted retailers had to pull baby wipes off shelves nationwide, not for a labeling error, but because of what was found growing inside the package. That retailer was Target. The product was their Up and Up brand, one of the most widely used store brand wipes in America. After a wave of complaints about discoloration, skin irritation, and infections, the FDA tested samples and found two types of bacteria: Burkholderia cepacia complex and Burkholderia gladioli. For most healthy adults, that sounds abstract. For a newborn with an undeveloped immune system, it's not. Health officials warned that in vulnerable infants, this contamination could spread from the skin into the bloodstream, leading to sepsis or pneumonia. That's the headline, but the real story about baby wipes goes deeper than one recall. Because contamination isn't the only risk hiding in that innocent-looking package. Wipes are damp by design, and damp products are exactly where bacteria like to grow if preservatives fail or packaging seals are compromised. That's why the preservative system in a wipe matters just as much as what's printed on the front label. For years, one preservative in particular sparked concern among pediatric researchers. It's called methyl isothianinone, or MI for short. A study published in the medical journal Pediatrics documented children who developed painful, blistering rashes on their hands, faces, and diaper areas after repeated contact with wipes containing MI. The unsettling part wasn't just the reaction, it was how often it got misdiagnosed. Doctors initially mistook these cases for eczema or impetigo because almost no one suspected the wipe itself.
So if a bacterial recall and a preservative allergy are both real, documented risks, how do you actually judge a box of wipes at the store? But that's only part of the story, because not every wipe on the shelf carries the same risk profile, and the differences usually come down to three things most parents never check. The first is moisture source and preservation method. Wipes preserved with harsher chemical stabilizers tend to have longer shelf lives, but they're also more likely to trigger the kind of skin reactions researchers documented. The second is fragrance. Added scent means added chemical compounds, and fragrance is one of the most common triggers for contact dermatitis in infants. The third, and most overlooked, is manufacturing transparency, whether a company makes its own wipes in an FDA-inspected facility or outsources production to a third-party supplier with less oversight. In the Target case, the wipes weren't made by Target at all. They came from an outside manufacturer, which is exactly where the contamination was traced back to. And here's where things get interesting, because this isn't really about one bad batch from one company. It's about a pattern in the industry. Private label and budget wipes are frequently manufactured by the same handful of third-party suppliers, which means a contamination issue at one factory can quietly show up under several different brand names on different store shelves.
That doesn't mean every budget wipe is dangerous, and it doesn't mean every premium wipe is safe. Price is not a reliable safety signal here. What matters is preservative type, fragrance content, and whether the brand can tell you exactly where and how the product was made. So before your next diaper bag restock, the smartest move isn't chasing the most expensive box on the shelf, it's flipping it over. Look for fragrance-free formulas, check the preservative listed in the ingredients, and see whether the brand publishes clear manufacturing information, not just marketing language like gentle or pure. The lesson from the Target recall isn't that wipes are secretly dangerous. It's that a product this ordinary gets almost no scrutiny from the people using it every single day. That gap between trust and attention is exactly where problems like this slip through. If this investigation changed how you'll shop for baby products, that's the point. Let us know in the comments which brand you use. Subscribe for the next investigation and share this with a parent who needs to see it before their next store run.